Talofa lava, everybody. This is Mani Malaiulu, and this is the Empowerment Show. Thank you for tuning in. This is the show that we get great people that are doing great work in their chosen profession. We get their wisdom, their insight, and any knowledge that they may have to share with us for our own empowerment. And my guest today, we are treated this morning. He is a local man. His name is Teru Time, and he comes to us from Time Insurance, working in the area of business insurance. So, Teru, thank you also for taking the time to do this, man. Appreciate it.
Tēnā koutou katoa, talofa lava, mahalo so for momalangi mauso. Great opportunity to be here, and thank you very much for having me on the show. And warm greeting to all of your followers and all your listeners that are here. Yeah, my name is Teru Time, and I'm from Wanuiomata, very proud Wanuiomata boy. I'm from mum's from dad's from Saleaumua and Nalipata, and mum is from Salailua and Savai, Salafai. Wife Nikki and I have 3 gorgeous girls, and we actually adopted another kid from Samoa, which is going to be pretty good. Extend our family, and yeah, my wife and I own the Time Insurance business here, which is a insurance broking company providing financial services to businesses in regards to their insurance risk. So yeah, I guess that's my profession, and really been in the game for, this is my 12 years running. Worked for an incredible insurance broking for 11 and a half years. And so, yeah, my wife and I decided that it was sort of time to for a new journey and a new challenge for both of us. And so we started our own insurance firm. We're currently working from home at the moment. And we've got probably over, actually got over 100 clients now. We've been growing for 16 months.
Wow.
And the clients that we deal with are mainly commercial insurance, which are business insurance.
Sure.
Are the our main area that we focus on. We do domestic insurance as well, but we don't really, I guess, not really competitive in regards to that market, in regards to prices and things like that. There's a lot of other avenues out there that some people can look into, but I guess our specialty is in the business area or in the commercial insurance area. Yeah. And yeah, thanks for having me on, Mani. This is, you're doing some great things yourself, buddy, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity to be here also, and thanks for reaching out. So,
well, it's good to have you on board.
Show, I hope.
Oh, you've really dropped some nuggets there for us also. And I just wanted to ask as well, with regards to your business, you're saying there that you cover mainly commercial. Just give us the scope of what that means and what you actually cover there, if you can dig a little bit deeper, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, in regards to business, obviously you got to look after their assets, tools, content, machinery, and then you got to look after also business interruption as well, for loss of profit, loss of wages, and that sort of, or loss of, or if you've got a commercial building as well, or loss of rent. And then their liability sort of in terms of protecting their business. And obviously a lot of business do deal with other businesses or the public at large or their customer. They've got a duty of care to ensure that, that their liability is covered, that their duty of care to their clients, and ensuring that I guess their liability is covered. So we'd also do commercial motor vehicle as well, or fleets of vehicles, or heavy machinery. So it really it's anywhere from, and also sort of marine cargo insurance. So it's all arranged in terms of travel as well. So when you think about business and you think about their fire and journal side in terms of their assets, liability, motor vehicle, anything that they particularly own, that's what we do, and that's what we sort of assist in regards to a business. So we think of a builder, a builder's got to make sure that his tools and his vehicles are insured, and then obviously his liability as well in terms of public liability, statutory liability, and employees, just to sort of the main cover that they need to have. Especially if they're building a house or dealing with third-party properties.
Yeah, sure. And it's so crucial, I suppose, given the current climate with what's happening, with this whole COVID thing going around, and making sure that you got some stability, got some certainty that, hey, you got some cover there. But I wanted to take you back, I wanted to take you back. You were saying you've been in the game for about over 11 years now. What got you into the game? What got you into insurance, and was that something that you were planning to do?
To be honest, I fell into it. So my background really, when I finished school, my mum is a banker, She's been a banker she's actually retired. She's been a banker for, 30 odd years. And so I really sort of find that side of finance very interesting. And so I got into, after school, I worked for Kiwi Bank for a couple of years. And then I left to go to Christchurch at the time. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any job in finance then. That was 2007 going to 2008 when the recession hit. The recession was about to hit, and I just couldn't really get back into the finance side of things. And very lucky enough, there was a program back in Christchurch called Launchpad, and Launchpad was sort of really about getting young people or school leavers that have left school. To give them the opportunity to introduce them into the workforce. And so I was lucky enough to be selected, one of two, to be selected to be, and obviously to be in that program, and obviously being working for an insurance broking company, Aon New Zealand. So Aon New Zealand were the employee that took me on. And so generally you do that for 1 year, you stay there for 1 year and you work for that company for 1 year while you're also, I was doing a administration paper as well. And so that was part of the course. And after 1 year, I was very fortunate enough for Aon to keep me on. So I must have done something right. And then, from there on, I really saw the opportunity. I really saw the opportunity of what I can do and what other people were doing at the time. And I thought, look, if I really work hard in terms of where I am there, there's a lot of opportunity that could open up for me in the future. And so I was very lucky to sort of fall into that. And I've been in the game since 2008.
Wow.
Working for Aon. So really, as a junior, I was a receptionist then.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was doing all the reception, which was good. I mean,
you got to start somewhere else.
You
got to start somewhere.
And then obviously start getting into different roles as I gain more and more experience. But insurance is it can be a difficult thing for a lot of people not understanding it, and so that's our job, really, just trying to make sure that makes that process is easy for them.
Yeah, sure. And so, what school did you go to back then?
Yeah,
you coming out of college?
I went when I came from Samoa in 1998. So I attended St. Matthew here in Wainui. Some of you guys probably don't know. St. Matthew's now been developed here in Wise Street. And so after St. Matthew, I went to St. Bernard's for 2 years.
Cool.
And then after that, I saw the light and I went to Wainui High School for my last 3 years. So for my last 3 years, and so I went to school in Wainui, and very local here. Keep it local. So it's,
grassroots.
So those were where I am, and then. I really enjoyed my time both St. Bernard's and Wainui High. I know some of the guys that I've gone to school with are still good mates till this day. So,
that tends to happen. You keep those friendships going. You're probably playing with a few of them as well through your.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Hey, what do you like about your job? Or let me rephrase that. What do you love about the profession that you're in that helps you just keep succeeding and keep that longevity, that you're so loyal to stay in that industry? You obviously mentioned that you've learned so much through the industry. You probably could have taken those skills and tried another industry, but you stayed. What is it that you love about the insurance game?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things I really love about my job, but one of probably the main thing that I do like is being able to help my clients and helping people in regards to their insurance risk. I guess the key thing is I enjoy the relationship with the clients and talking to a client and really building that rapport with the clients. But to be there when they need you, being able to settle a claim quickly as possible, being able to take that hassle away from them, while you're trying to run a business can be a very hard thing to do while you're also trying to sort of sort your insurance out and ensure that your insurance are sorted. So I guess for me, it's really I'm really enjoying seeing my clients helping my clients in regards to claims as well. So claims is really the key thing. Being able to provide the cover or recommending a cover at the start. That's quite a really general thing that we do anyway. We recommend that what's the best thing, but I think the key thing is when where the claim is at. When the claim happens, that I'm able to be there and be able to put them through that process in order to get the result that they wanted. So I think that's one of the key enjoyment for me. Is really seeing my client when they need me the most, that I'm able to be there and give them that that service that I need to do. So yeah, that's one of the things that I really enjoy. And the other one, while we're on it, I think for me as well, is it's really seeing business grow. While you're dealing with them, especially if a new business that just started, and so actually seeing that business grow is it's one of the enjoyable thing for me to see. A client is doing really well and their business growing. For me to see that from the start to where they are, it's one of the enjoyments of the job and one of the things that I really love. So yeah.
It's such a privilege when you get to see and witness that growth, as you mentioned, and you're almost growing with them and getting to know their
100%.
business a little bit more each and every year. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course. Being able for business that grows, for me to see a business that grow and being able to be there to ensure that their cover is updated every year, ensure that all the assets and things are, activities of the business hasn't changed, and being able to find out where they're going towards, and just ensure that their values and my values are aligned together, and that makes it a lot easier, an easier process for both of us. But definitely, when I see a client that their business just flourished and growing really well, it definitely gives me a lot of happiness to see a client do well.
Very cool. What's the biggest challenge or the biggest lesson that you may have learned through your time? Insurance is a huge market, very competitive, I'm assuming. So during your time there, and obviously currently in the time that you're giving out this advice to your clients throughout the 11 years, coming into 12 years, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned?
Yeah, I think I'll probably want to think about, I'll probably take a little bit further back before I even started insurance. And I wanted to quickly share this with you. Money for me is really perseverance and persistent, so when I actually finished school, my mum and dad actually sent me back to Samoa.
Oh, so when you finished Waitangi High?
So I finished Waitangi High, and then, as you do, with being a teenager, well, I probably wasn't the first person, I was going off the rail a wee bit there towards my last year in Wainui. And so mum and dad decided to take me back to Samoa back in 2005. And for me, that has really impacted my life in a good way. Like for me at the time when that happened, it was probably the end of the world. And it was a lot of shame for me, being able to come here to New Zealand to be able to get a good opportunity, to be able to, get a good education, get a good job, and be able to help my family out. Was kind of let down, when I went back to Samoa. When they took me back to Samoa, just, at the time, it was one of the painful things. But I really want to say that, encourage that sometimes some people need that in their life, and it kind of shaped me in a way. So what happened when I went back to Samoa? I spent 5 weeks in Samoa, and I really went back doing the things, it kind of, I needed that. It taught me a lot, being able to go back and, be able to feed the pigs, doing all the fi'aus back in Samoa, going back to get the, get all the ne'ai and the maumanga, be able to serve my mum and dad back in Samoa as well. And that 5 weeks really taught me a lot about myself, and really kind of it took me a step back to sort of relook and just sort of, I guess, pivot a little bit, just to understand what I was going through and where I was in my life, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's a wake-up call. Was that your wake-up call?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Sometimes you need to go back to be in order to go forward. And the time was really tough for me. For me, anyways, I was thinking it was the end of the world. All my friends that I made here, and now I have to go back to Samoa, and not knowing really. I wasn't used to what it was back in Samoa. Like I was so used to New Zealand ways then, you know, been here for about nearly 10 years, and then now it's going back to Samoa was just sort of was a bit of a shocking call, which was
Yeah.
exactly what I needed. So I did that for 5 weeks back in Samoa, and then my dad at the time said, "Well, look, I think there's probably not much for you here to do here." And so he said, "Look, go back to New Zealand and really give it a good opportunity." And for me, that was a lot of learnings for me. So I think what I would like to share from that was being able to persevere and a lot of persistent to be able to chase what I needed. And I needed that. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't do really bad at school, because my mum and dad here really pushed me a lot about education. It wasn't about sports. They were all about education, and being able to get a great education for me to set me up for the future was key for them. And so for them just to see me going off the rail then, I was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, to be honest, Money. To being able to go back to Samoa and then have that reality check, and then be able to come back and have that hunger again to chase, you know, not only be successful and do something well for my own, for my family here and back in Samoa as well. So, that'll probably be one of the things that I would say. Being able to have that perseverance, you know, when you're going through some tough times, and always know that you'll come out the other end eventually.
Yeah. It sounds to me like you had a humbling experience through that wake up call to go back.
No, it was you know, it was quite of a weird experience for me. Like, as I said, it was for my family in Samoa, and mum and dad in Samoa didn't even know that I was coming there to stay. They thought I was just coming for a holiday.
Oh.
But listen, to be honest, like it's the best thing. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And honestly, if anyone's going through similar things at the moment, I just want to let you know, like, you know, just keep fighting and be persistent and get hungry, you know, because sometimes you always find a positive thing out of a negative situation. And that was really what I needed to find, you know, that when I was down and out, I felt like I was down and out. But I needed that. I needed to stay positive and keep fighting for what I needed to do. And that was one of the best things I think that's happened to me, because it really shaped me of who I am today.
So when you go through tough times now, do you ever think back to that moment? Do you use that moment as a driving force to go, nah, I remember what happened? Yeah, you do?
My kids there to send you some. But yeah, definitely, you know, it's as I said, it's one of an event in my life that changed me or shaped me, really had a big impact on my life. And so, I always sort of think back, you know, I always tell the kids here, even share with the kids at church, and I was like, hey, you haven't been sent back to Samoa and you came back. But yeah, definitely Money. Look, it's something that I always have back in my mind, just to sort of think back and just remind myself why, how I got here, and when I've gone through those tough times back then, that, you know, that there's always, you got to be perseverance and always a positive out of a negative situation.
Yeah, for sure. I remember the first time I went back to Samoa, and I was born in Samoa, and I came over when I was 1 and grew up here. But I remember the first time I went there. I've been there a few times now, which I'm very fortunate of doing. But every time I go back, man, it's humbling. It's very humbling, eh? I mean, I know you know that feeling when you go back and you're like, wow, this is how they live. Very simple life, you know.
You got to be we got to be grateful, you know. We got to be grateful how we are here. You know, the opportunities that we have here, it's, you know, enormous, is massive for us, and so now I'm the third generation of my family coming to New Zealand. Sorry, the second generation.
Okay.
And so just going off a bit of topic, you know, you know, Auntie Folole really came back in the 60s. You know, that she was one of the first ever in our family that came here. And then, you know, she started bringing all her sisters and my uncles over, which is, you know, brought them 6 of them over. And so that's, you know, back in the 60s and the 70s, it was a very tough time for them. But my family here and all my cousins here are really have been given a really good opportunity, and they really used it really well as well.
Yeah.
They got incredible jobs. They're doing really well, and that's what really we want to strive for. That each generation's got to be better than because the generation before that has worked so hard for us to give us the chance to do that. And so I always got that back in my mind. I know my mum and dad here has worked really hard, tough jobs to give me and my brother opportunity when we're here in New Zealand. And so, now I've got to do my job to, generate the next generation coming through, my kids, to ensure that they do well as well, even better than what I've done.
Yeah, that's
You know
what
what I
it's all
mean?
about.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely,
and
man. Well, what's
yeah.
the best piece of advice? You've given so much advice there from your experience during that time, and I love that. But what's the best piece of advice that you've actually received from
Mm,
somebody that's gone
mm,
and made you go, made you really think about where you're going and keep you on track and on the straight and narrow to
yeah.
where you are now?
Yeah. I mean, I have so many people mentors that have
Yeah,
helped me so much through my career. And I guess now, one of the best advice that I've sort of given is that you don't need to know everything, especially in business. I think a lot of people, a lot of self-doubt in themselves, and that's same as me. I went through that as well. When I just first started the business, a year ago, back in 2019, it was very, there's a lot of things that I had to think about in my head of being a business owner. I mean, it was very hard to sort of trying to know everything. How can you market your business? How can you run your business? And so the thing is, the best thing I've been given the last 2 years was that, matter of fact, is you don't need to know everything. You actually don't need to know everything. There's people out there that have the skill, that they've done, they have that experience, and we've been able to tap into them for them to help you, And so I guess anyone that is going through those challenges in terms of being a business owner, I'm just sort of speaking, if you're a business owner, that
absolutely.
don't be afraid if you don't know anything. That it's not a problem. Like,
Give
you
us some
don't have to know
examples.
everything.
Give us an
Yeah.
example of something that you didn't know and you had to like reach out to someone and go find the answer.
Yeah, so I mean, like, a great one will be, marketing. So for
Nice.
me, um, being a business owner, you also need to look at being how you're going to market your business, marketing, literally, either on website or social media and all that sort of thing. And so I've had so many ideas in my head that I was trying to think about, but matter of fact, I didn't even know how I was able to do it. And so um, now I managed to tap onto other people that actually do that sort of things, that they are able to help me with that, or, sometimes in regards to, with in terms of the accounting side of things, I've got an accountant, but there's other bits and pieces that you can actually do yourself, as that you need to look, you can do yourself other than using an accountant, but you can learn that as you go, as you can talk to other business owner, like-minded people that can give you those little tips that you need to know. So for me, I'm happy not knowing everything, and I'm happy to admit sometimes I don't know how to do that. And so I can go and find a person that knows how to do that, or able to give me the advice of what I needed to do. So for me, that's one of the key things for anyone out there. Don't be afraid, or that because you don't know something, that's not a problem. You can find someone that will help you with that.
That's so cool. And it's almost like you just got to get going.
Yeah.
Half the trouble is like actually just starting off.
Yeah.
Like you say, you know what I mean? It's like having the fear, it's
Now,
just paralyzing you
yeah,
for starting. Then once
yeah,
you're in there and you get going, you're like,
yeah,
oh, actually, this is not as bad as I thought. And there's actually people out there I didn't actually know that were out there that
100%.
can
Yeah,
that
man.
can
Hard
actually
out.
help me
Yeah,
navigate
yeah.
where I need to go. Yeah,
Yeah, harder. Yeah, there's these are resources out here too, and you just gotta find the right people that that values you, and values your opinion as well. Being around surrounded by by like-minded people, and
yeah, for
so they
sure.
can take you where you need to go. Mm.
That's so cool. Teru, what does empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment. Okay. Empowerment, obviously, being able to inspire someone, being able to give the power or the ability to someone to reach their goal, reach their dream or their goal. And so for me, that's probably the main thing is being able to help someone, give them the encouragement or the tools to be able to reach what their dream or their goal is for them. So yeah.
Beautiful, man. Where can people find you also? If they want any business insurance, where can they find you?
Yeah, so obviously email me, Teru at timeinsurance.co.nz. Look out for my car around Wainui.
I see it all the time now. It's so good.
Yeah. Obviously, phone number, and obviously we're currently just working on a website at the moment, and we hopefully be able to release our website by the end of October.
Yeah.
So
cool.
yeah, in the next couple of months, we are looking at doing a little bit more. Speaking of marketing, we'll do a little bit more marketing in terms of in social media and website, and that we'll be able to share all those details and make it easier for people to know where to find us as well. But look, we're based in Wainui, and we're just working from home in our home office. This is my little home office here, and
I like the
yeah,
background.
I can go anywhere really. Come to your house, Money.
Yeah, very cool. What I'll do
Yeah.
is I'll chuck any contact details on the end of this post, if that's cool with you, just so
Yeah,
people can actually scroll
sounds
through
good.
and see if they can reach out to you if they got any questions or queries around this topic.
Yeah, no, sounds good. Appreciate
Thank you.
those.
Thank you. So we're pretty much going to wrap this up now. I know you're a busy man, so I won't keep you for too long.
Appreciate that also. That's perfect timing.
I wanted to give you the last words. Are there any last words that you want to use to finish this off for us?
Oh, yeah, no. First of all, Mani, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate your time and giving me this opportunity to share with your your platform and giving me the chance to be able to, yeah, I guess start telling my story and to your followers. But look, you're doing some incredible things, Mani, and I really want to acknowledge what you're doing, bro. You're really making just real change in people's life, and it's really what matters. I guess I always see my job as just little changes where you're actually making some big things happen. So I really want to acknowledge that. But yeah, no, thank you for having me on, and I appreciate this opportunity also.
Thank you also. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing out there. And I wish you all the best with your journey. I'd love to do this again with you sometime in the future, just to see your growth, because I know that's going to happen, and see what any other wisdom that we can share through the platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Mani. Appreciate it also.
This is Mani Malaiulu and Teru Time on the Empowerment Show. Whakataitele, love everybody for tuning in.